The studio looking a little bit messed up, man. Like, you see this? This is literally one of the best cheat codes for your home studio producers. You see this?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video we're gonna be making some samples because I feel like my melodies have been getting better and better lately, so I really want to try and push myself into making these samples. And the reason for why you clicked this video is either because you saw free VSTs or because you saw tips and tricks for people that don't know anything about music theory, because I am in your same position. I don't know anything about music theory. And during my 4-year of music production career, I've learned some tips and tricks that help me make melodies, and even when I'm feeling fatigued or when I'm having beat block or I just feel that the melody I'm making is too bland, I don't like it, I've learned some tips that help me get around that, and I want to share them with you guys. And also I'm gonna be using free plugins, and the plugins that I'm gonna be using have been shown in this video right here. I hope I pointed in the right place. So there are the same plugins that I'm showing them again to you because I want to show you the true potential of them. So yeah, the way this is gonna work is pretty simple. I haven't got anything scripted. I'm just gonna be making the melodies, and while I'm making them, I'm just gonna share with you the tips and tricks when I find out that I'm doing something that I actually want to share with you. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay guys, so I'm here in FL Studio, and for the first melody I was thinking something with the guitar, and I'm gonna start with the BPMs. I don't want anything too fast, either too slow. Yeah, 118 BPMs, that's good. The first tip that I'm gonna give you is, when you're working, you don't really have to have an idea when you're starting, because personally most of the melodies I make, most of my best melodies are made when I don't have any idea of what I'm doing and I'm just letting my creativity work out everything. I'm just gonna choose a key and I'm gonna start with this. You know that when you select the scales in FL Studio, and you can do that by going in helpers, no grid highlights, and then you just choose your key and it checks the scales. So the white notes are the notes in key and the black notes are the notes that are not in key. You know that to make chords you can just put a note here, skip the next one and put the note on top, and just do this. But sometimes if you just try to put notes, I'm not saying randomly, but you're not following this rule all the time, maybe something like this, if you play around with this and you are not strictly following the rules, you can come up with something really good. I'm gonna try to do that, and if I can find something cool, I'm gonna keep it, obviously. Okay, now we got this basic pattern here, and the way to make it more interesting is first of all to humanize it a little bit, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is strum the chords. So strumming means that they don't start off straight, but they start one at a time, so the notes play but with a little delay. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. You just highlight your chord, hold Alt S, and you got this pen here, and there you can work your time, your tension, the velocity. So I'm just gonna switch the time, and as you can see, and then after we strum the chords, we can play with the velocity. So again, highlight the chords, Alt R, we're not gonna use the pen, just the velocity, and then we're gonna maybe drag it down a little bit. Okay, I am not a big fan of this, but we're gonna fix it, we're gonna make it better. Let's play with the effects a little bit. So in this case, for the guitar, I was thinking to put Guitar Rig. This is basically a plugin that allows you to emulate an electric guitar. I'm gonna see if by putting it on my guitar, I can find some cool sounds. Okay, so Chromatic, I've showed you this in my other video. This is a plugin really similar to Arcade.
I see you looking at me. I see you. I see you. I see you. At me. I see you.
Okay, and then let's do something really cool with this part here. Let's make it unique. Go here, stretch, pitch it an octave down. Let's see.
I see you.
let's finish this off with some Rhodes. Now, the last step is, this melody sounds really good, but I want to see if by pitching it, it sounds even better. I say this in every video, and every time I say it, it comes out really fire. So I hope this time it does too. Otherwise, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. And that's it pretty much. We're done with the first sample. Let's play it out. Okay guys, so for the second sample, I didn't really know if I wanted to do a reverse melody or a heart melody, but I think we're gonna start with the heart melody first, and maybe we're gonna make the reverse after. So let's go. Okay, so ooh. That sounds really good, man. That sounds really good. So basically what I did is I just put some bass notes as you saw before, and I didn't really follow any rules. I just stayed in the key, and then I just went here, I selected the third of a beat, and I started playing with the notes. Now we got this down. I am just gonna continue the melody with the plugins that I was using before. Let's use Keys on Classic. Okay, now let's duplicate these an octave up and let's build some chords. Okay, I think that we can make something really cool with this piano. So let's render this. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the normal piano, but I wanna do something with it. So let's reverse it. And let's chop every single piece, because when you reverse it, it's gonna play firstly the end and then the start. So it's gonna play obviously in reverse, and the chords are not gonna be the same ones you had before. Now, I want to add only one other thing to it, and then I think that we are done. Before putting any effect on, let me take off these, and let's add some accents with Latch Chromatic. I don't want to put vocals like I do always. I want to put reverse vocals because I think it's going to sound really good.
You never question the love that I give.
I forgot actually to tell you, the other point that I wanted to make is when you're making melodies and you don't really feel like it, or you're not really convinced, a good strategy is to reverse stuff, because by just changing the way it sounds, it can maybe sound good. Maybe it doesn't sound exactly right normally, but when you reverse it, it sounds the way you want. It changes completely the sound and also the mood sometimes. So let's pitch this an octave down, and then I'm gonna render this again. Maybe. Let's put the effects on every single sound here, and we're gonna start with the vocals. Yo! This is so genius! Oh my god! That sounds really fire already. Holy crap, I really like this. I wasn't expecting to make like a dark melody, but we did eventually, so I'm happy about that. I don't mind anything. You can clearly see by just being as creative as you can reverse stuff, you can reverse vocals, you can just put random notes, you can come up with something cool. It just takes practice. I know it sounds weird because you're literally going by imagination, but even like this, it's gonna take you practice, and trust me, if you stick with it, if you try, you're gonna eventually get to what you want. So yeah, this sample is done. I'm gonna let you hear the final result right now. So for the last melody, I wanted to make something drill because obviously we have to make drill. Obviously, Keystone Classic, not Keystone Classic. So I'm a douchebag. So. So now that we got this super basic chord progression, we are gonna make it more interesting by simply duplicating the bass notes down 2 octaves, turn down the velocity, and then maybe add some notes to the chorus, because here we got 4 notes and here 3. And then to add some tension, I'm gonna add some top notes. And then we're gonna play with the velocity, just because otherwise these notes are a little bit too straight. Okay, now I want to take the piano and reverse it, because then I wanted to reverse the piano, and then FL Studio crashed. Okay, before I move forward, I have to add some effects to the things I used. Cinematic textures. Let's see. Violins and cello. It should be what I want. Okay, so I'm gonna render out these two pieces. And man, I think that by far you understood this other technique I wanted to tell you. Mostly the things I've been telling you are just be creative and try to do things that you wouldn't normally do, because it's when you get out of your comfort zone that you can actually come up with something exciting and cool. I really use vocals or just these kind of loops because these add really nice textures. Unfortunately, I don't play piano, I don't play guitar, I don't play the violin, so having these things here, it's so useful because you can add textures that you would have been able to add if you didn't have these. This is not really on time. This should be on time now. Let's render it. Let's do a little switch up. Let's make this an octave higher. So I think pretty much we're done with this melody too. Let's play the final result. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. Link is down in the description if you want. Hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.